Okay, so yesterday we started talking about political cartoons and freedom of press. And so today we're going to kind of dive back into that and we're going to kind of do a discussion, which I know is harder for us online. But I'm going to kind of go through these questions with you and give you some ideas. But I need you to be thinking about them as I do it. So the first thing is what were the Articles of Confederation? So I know you learned about this in fifth grade, but it's probably been a while. So I went ahead and found us a very short video about what the Articles of Confederation were. So we're going to watch it real quick and then we'll come back and talk about it, okay? Okay, so that was a little bit of a review on the Articles of Confederation. So it's just the first law and of the land after the Revolutionary War. And you couldn't make amendments. I mean, you could, but it would take a while. And the states held all the power. So they had to go back and redo it, and they did the Constitution. So part of the Constitution is what's called the Bill of Rights. They wanted to make sure that people had certain rights given to them. So I found this cute thing here for us. The First Amendment was the freedom of the press, speech, and assembly, which means people can get together. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. The Third Amendment is that people can't come into your house. The Fourth Amendment is they can't search and seizure for no reason. The Fifth Amendment says that people don't have to self incriminate themselves. And so going on. So we're talking primarily about this First Amendment. So the First Amendment gave people the freedom of religion and the freedom of press, which meant that they could give their opinion and not have to worry about going to jail. Okay? So they could say something or disagree with someone and they weren't going to have to worry about it. So, and the reason that it was really important to the founding fathers is because when they were fighting against England or when they were part of England, if you said something bad about the king, you were in trouble. And so they wanted everyone to be able to to know what was going on so that the people could make their own opinion because the people were actually running the government. So Today, the press isn't just the newspapers like it used to be when it started. Today, it's the internet, it's the like Twitter, it's news networks. So all of that stuff is protected. That's why you'll hear this person say this and this person say that. Okay, so this all kind of started with Gutenberg. So Gutenberg is the guy that invented the printing press. Okay, and so that's why it's freedom of the press. So I found a little video. This is an actual real printing press here, and it's just short, but I thought you might like to see it. But it is an actual printing press. Do you see it printing the things? So before this, if I had a book and I wanted to print the book, I would have had to like write all the copies of the book. But this machine made it available that people could print copies of things. So information got out more. So in 1791, the Bill of Rights, freedom of the press was included. And in 1851, the New York Times published its first issue. In 1939, Franklin Delano Roosevelt became the first president to appear on television. 1982, the internet is developed. See, it's not that old. And then 2006, Twitter is launched. So this is kind of the timeline of the press here. So we're going to talk a little bit about political cartoons. And political cartoons, they kind of exaggerate things, right? And they use symbols and irony, but they usually have a message for the person or for an audience, right? So in this particular political cartoon here, they say study habits. And so they have China studying math, right? And then they have India studying science. And then the kid from the USA is blowing bubbles. And so this cartoon here, what do you think the cartoonist might be saying? Maybe that kids in China and India have better study habits than maybe the kids in the United States. So that's kind of the point they're getting at. And then there's this political cartoon. So here we have Trump, and then here we have Biden, and he is bending the truth and he's stretching the truth. And so who's the audience? Obviously, it's the American people. Do you think it has a political view? It might. Maybe the cartoonist thinks that uh, Trump bends the truth while Biden stretches it. They're both not telling us the truth. Then we have this one. We're going to talk about this one together. So here we have all these people in the middle, and they're the free press, right? And so here are all the dictators. There is all the dictators are sitting here. Why do you think the cartoonist might have put them on wolves? Think about that. Why would they put them on wolves? What do wolves kind of represent? And why did he have the dictators? And then why is Trump out here? Think about this. What is this cartoonist trying to say? What are they trying to get across to their audience? Political cartoons just aren't cartoons. They actually are trying to kind of get a message across. And then we have this one. So this is going to be your independent assignment today. So you're going to complete a Pillars of Democracy political cartoon analysis. Okay? You're going to submit but this is the political cartoon you're going to look at. Okay, here's democracy. Here's the newspapers holding it up and they're falling. So you're going to be thinking through, what do these pictures represent? What is the author trying to get across to us? What is their perspective? What do they kind of want to get across? Okay, so this will be your assignment for today. All right, I can't wait to see what you guys write down about this political cartoon. Have a great day.